I was a teacher for 13 years, and I always knew that the best way for kids to learn was to make it as real as possible, but I had a lot of struggles with actually being able to do that. I mean, I felt a lot of times constricted by state guidelines and standards, and you got to have this covered by such and such date, and it makes it really difficult to give kids experiences that are beyond the classroom. And so coming here and living this whole concept gives me a new appreciation for it and a better understanding for sure of what it all means.
Every day of this intensive week is different, but ready or not, class begins at 9 a.m. John usually goes over the day's activities while Judy coordinates housekeeping details. Often, class begins with a lecture and soon evolves into an activity related to the topic, followed by intense and meaningful discussion. On this particular day, we're exploring authentic learning contexts. The class, led by Bill, explores a salt marsh which adjoins the campus. The purpose is to observe nature and to look for elements which can be used for instruction. Later, Bill provides a roll of newsprint which the students use to draw pictures which represent their findings. Using this 8-foot drawing, Bill and John probe the community about how they blended their ideas to construct meaning from the activity. The connections were represented by the nature walk as drawn on the newsprint. The focus is always on using community for teaching. The ground rules include active listening and sharing informed opinion.
I'm a generation beyond all of you, and I find it interesting that you are, in your generation, caring.
Classroom activities end each day before lunch. The class members load into vans for the drive to Gloucester and a quick box lunch aboard the Hurricane II before departing for the Stellwagen Bank and an afternoon of whale watching. The University of Georgia is lucky to be able to partner with the Cape Ann Whale Watch Company and the Ocean Alliance for this exploration of the power of community and context in learning and teaching. Cape Ann is one of the oldest and most respected whale watch companies in the Northeast. The Ocean Alliance is deeply committed to environmental research and education. It was founded in 1971 by Dr. Roger Payne, who is one of the researchers who discovered that whales sing during the breeding season. The Ocean Alliance research vessel, the Odyssey, recently completed a 5-year project collecting data on ocean conditions around the globe. Before setting out, Vicky, the Ocean Alliance naturalist on board, gives a dock talk to prepare the passengers for what they might see during the trip. During the dock talk, she also stresses safety and introduces the on-board education team, including the group from the University of Georgia. As the Hurricane II leaves Rose Harbor, we get a good look at a working seaport. As we approach the breakwater, Captain Jeff brings the boat up to speed and heads out there. Finding the whales can sometimes be a challenge, but Captain Jeff has years of experience, and the Hurricane II is a powerful and sophisticated seagoing vessel.
The Stellwagen Bank, it's southeast of Gloucester, about 12 miles.
What are we going to see?
Well, you never know what you're going to see. Hopefully we're going to see some humpbacks, fin whales, minke whales, and whatever else lives in the ocean. And this is a computer that I have hooked up to the GPS, gives us our present position. And it's also a bathymetric chart there, shows the topography of the bottom, the different peaks and valleys and different areas where the whales might feed along the edge where the bait's present.
As the ship makes its way to the Stellwagen Bank, the team from UGA has the chance to put theory into practice. Under the guidance of the onboard naturalist, and then as the week progresses on their own, our group interact with passengers and discuss whales and their marine environment. Often the students are trying out ideas which they'll use back in their Georgia classrooms. Suddenly the boat slows and the excitement level on board jumps up a level. Whales have been spotted, and out there is now out here. The Stellwagen Bank is one of the prime viewing areas in the region. Though every trip is different, it's not uncommon to encounter humpbacks as well as fin whales and minke whales. We'll also see a variety of marine birds and may sight dolphins. Fin whales, at more than 60 feet and weighing in at more than 50 tons, are the second largest mammal on Earth. Minkies are much smaller, reaching lengths of about 25 feet. Humpbacks are about the size of a yellow school bus. This year, the team from UGA was privileged to witness an extraordinary range of surface behaviors from the humpbacks. The group was even lucky enough to spot a breaching minkie. This is a rare chance, and Alyssa, one of the group, was able to capture the moment in this excellent photograph. While fluking is the most common surface behavior for humpbacks, our group was lucky enough to witness kick feeding, tail lobbing, spy hopping, peck slapping, and most exciting of all, breaching. Here we see a rare example of cooperative group feeding. One whale circles beneath the surface, releasing a net of bubbles. This bubble net pushes the sand eels into a column where they become easy prey for the lunging humpbacks. In this case, at least 5 whales partake of the feast. The UGA team was lucky enough to watch a single whale breach 22 consecutive times one afternoon and saw 3 examples of a rare double breach. Many scientists have never been lucky enough to see a double breach. Finally, it's time to turn the Hurricane II back to Gloucester. As the boat returns to harbor, the on-board naturalist and the UGA students will engage the passengers in further educational opportunities. On this trip, the crew decides to conduct a plankton tow. The findings of the tow provide a good opportunity to discuss the food chain of the whales with the passengers. It's been another excellent trip, and the students have a lot to think about. After docking, the UGA team helps the crew prepare the boat for the next trip. Then, they gather for a time of reflection. Each day, there's an assigned reflection theme. The students and faculty often join in lively discussions of how situated cognition and communities of practice have been used in the classroom and on the boat.
Has this changed you in any way? If it has, talk about that.
I guess feelings and experiences that I've never had before.
So I went up and adopted her, and then I thought if it was a direct instruction that was happening in the classroom, I might just learn a lot of information about whales, but I would never adopt her.
The neat part of that is you open your heart to it.
Yeah,
You know,
I guess so.
we can open our minds to things, but it's really powerful when you open your hearts to it.
Watching the community was very interesting to me, and I'm grateful for the type of community that we've become, because I think we shared a lot and we bonded a lot, yet we were allowed to go off into little pockets and change pockets and come back together and mix and match. That's real special. I mean, that's a community that allows you to do that.
As physically and emotionally exhausted as I am.
By week's end, the discussions can become intense, and the entire range of human emotions can be explored. Once the reflection ends, the formal part of the day is over. The students are now free to relax, socialize, work on their projects, and enjoy the excellent local cuisine. Tomorrow will be another intense day. Out there,